Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla. Watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new LS2 Metro Modular Helmet V3, available at RevZilla.com. New for the spring of 18, this is an incremental upgrade. Ultimately, they have updated the interior lining, which really isn't that big of a change. The key standouts are going to be this removable peak, which gives you a dual sport ability. And also, they have taken your front chin vents and now they've made them active. So if I find my actuator here with a gloved hand, it's a very short throw on these vents, but now you can open and close them. If we look at the previous version, not a whole lot else changes. And I will tell you this very honestly, I don't mind that the price hasn't changed, and I certainly don't mind that they've added a peak. But one of the things I liked about the original LS2 Metro V2 is it's kind of a badass, sporty Cobra Commander style modular helmet. And now they've added this peak onto it, you can fully remove the peak. Note, my chin bar comes up and down, no issues there. But ultimately, it's not the easiest peak to remove. It's a little bit clunky. So if you like to ride it in a sport or sport tour configuration, you can still do that. Now you're just getting a little bit of additional bang for the buck. It's still a polycarb. It's still relatively heavy from my perception at around the 4-pound mark, but ultimately most modular helmets that have the chin bar mechanism allowing to go up and down, it does add the additional weight. So again, you're still playing in the realm of a lot of great modulars are closer to 3 pounds 8, 3 pounds 10 ounces, and then some of the more reasonable from a cost perspective modulars get closer to that 4-pound range. There's still really only a few modular dual sports on the market where the big dog in the category is the Schubert E1. Now, from a fit perspective, intermediate oval in its head shape, 3 different shells, which I dig. It allows you to keep it more compact. It allows you to keep the weight down. But again, a little bit longer front to back. And ultimately, it won't give you the tightness around the chin bar because you have to have room for that modular mechanism to work. Again, not overly round, not overly narrow. Use a size chart. You shouldn't be terribly surprised. We'll ship free over $39, and I'd love it if you click our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback on the new Metro V3. Now, if we start from the front and work our way back here, and I'm gonna have to look around it because I got this big peak now in the way. Ultimately, we talked about the side actuation on these active front vents. You still have a chin vent right here as well that's going to vent to the visor. Ultimately, you do have this large visor, which has a front mechanism, has decent detents, and creates a decent seal. And as you work your way up, notice our peak, which does have some ventilation to keep it a little bit more aerodynamic and stable at speed, does not really have any adjustability. Again, some of the higher end modular peaked helmets are going to have some of that adjustability factor. As you work your way up, 2 basic chimney vents on the top, venting through the EPS into the liner system, and then you have your passive vents along the back here, again, working as extractors. Fast-moving air comes over the back, creates an area of low pressure, and extracts that warm, moist air, keeping you cooler while you're riding. Now remember, Hannibal from the A-Team would have loved this helmet because he would have rolled around with his cigar in his mouth with the face shield open all the time. But as we know, these are really helmets that are designed for touring and convenience. Whether you're stopped, getting gas, talking to someone, need to pop open and look at your map. It's not really designed to be ridden like that because the front is going to create a big sail. Keep that in mind. Now, if I grab my donut, which I've been using this hexagonal donut for years and years and years, we're going to roll over here. I'm going to show you the redesigned area along the bottom. Now your neck roll and cheek pads are 1 unit. You can pop these out very simply, ultimately on both sides. They're going to slide. There we go. Up. It's a pin mechanism. Now, I will tell you the pin mechanism is not my favorite neck roll removal system. We've seen Schubert do that years ago. It's a little bit harder to take on and off. It just takes a little bit more fiddling. Easy to get off, tougher to get back on. But it creates a good solid seal, and you'll see these are very abbreviated cheek pads, but they are using a new micro style liner, which is going to be wicking. It's going to be a bit more comfortable. It's a step past micro suede. It actually has a very, very almost nano feel to it. So that's an upgrade as they change the liner system. And then working our way into the guts here, notice you do have a micrometric ratchet going that way, and then working our way into the guts, you're going to see our comfort liner is connected at the front of the helmet so that we eliminate any potential pressure points. So it comes out like that. Again, a little bit harder to get on and off, but I will say that it's giving you the ability to not have any pressure points on the forehead. Notice it is pretty full and closed here on the top, which again is going to limit some of the airflow, and you do have molded speaker cutouts. So if you're going to use a speaker from a comm unit, any of the manufacturers right now, Cardo and Sena, are both in the lead, you have the ability to put the speaker in its predestined comm unit pocket. Again, that's not going to give you the adjustability front and back, but at least you have a safe, secure place to do the double-sided Velcro and bake it in. If we open the helmet itself, for around the $200 mark, I would have liked to have seen an EPS that had grooves in it, channeling that air through. I think that's a limiting factor. You're gonna have air that comes in and it doesn't have a natural flow to circulate through your head and then extract out the back. So it's almost going to create a bit of back pressure or limit some of the free flowing air through the helmet. But that would be the type of feature that you'd expect to see as you work your way up higher into the investment realm. When I think about this from a modular standpoint, I think there's a ton of bang for the buck here, but ultimately you're not spending $250, $300, $400, or even $700. You're spending around the $200 mark. So that means you're getting polycarb, it's a little bit more heavy, and ultimately you're getting a feature set that the fit and finish on are going to leave some room for improvement if you're willing to make more of an investment in both technicality as well as shell development from some of the higher end manufacturers. All in though, I can't argue with something coming in around the $200 mark. It'll be a great entry point into the modular, peaked or non-peaked. Really, I like the sport touring configuration of the LS2 Metro V3. The next step in your journey is to click the info button on your desktop, your mobile device. Visit the product detail page at RevZilla.com. Read other rider reviews. You shouldn't just take my word for it. As always, we'll ship free over $39. And you want to talk to a Gear Geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember, subscribe to us at RevZilla on our YouTube channel. Stay up to date with our opinion. Latest and greatest in the moto universe. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.